everybody, so here's another crash course video for you on the topic of the settlement of the Americas. So the Americas being North America, South America, and Central America. It's known as the Americas. During the Ice Age, tens of thousands of years ago, bands of hunters and fishers crossed the Bering Strait via a land bridge. So there was a land bridge that doesn't exist anymore. Others arrived by sea from Asia or Pacific Islands earlier or later than the Bering migrants. Exact dates are very difficult to measure. Around 14,000 years ago, when glaciers began to melt at the end of the last ice age, the Bering Land link became submerged underwater, separating the Western Hemisphere from Asia. Some Native American creation stories tell of migration, but others describe creations within their homelands of ancestors who fell from the sky or came into the world from a hollow log. And I remember back at some state, one of my classes I took was Native American literature, and one of the books we had was Tricksters, which is like a connection of all these different myths that Native Americans had created in different tribes, and how they explain things in their world, much like other mythologies in other cultures. However, people got there originally. The Americas were an ancient homeland to Native Americans by the time Europeans arrived. The hemisphere had witnessed many changes during its human history. First, the early inhabitants and their descendants spread across the two continents around 9,000 years ago at the same time that agriculture was being developed in Mesopotamia. It also emerged in modern-day Mexico and the Andes, and then spread to other parts of the Americas. Throughout the hemisphere, maize, corn, squash, and beans formed the basis of agriculture. So that's the old world of Americas, what it used to look like before the Europeans set foot. So when people say that Christopher Columbus discovered America or the Europeans discovered America, that's not accurate because there were people already here. There were people that were already settled into Americas thousands of years before. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years before. There were already people here that came from Asia all the way into the Americas, from Alaska all the way down through Canada, everywhere. In Canada, they are called Aboriginal people. I've been to Quebec and I've seen stuff about Aboriginal people. And here, we call them Indigenous or Native American, and they all have different tribes. And then there's all the way down to Mexico, and then throughout, from Central America and then South America and all that. So it's important to know your stuff and to realize that there were already people here before the first Europeans set foot here. So I hope you enjoyed this crash course. I hope you learned something new, and see you in my next video. Bye everybody. Take care. Love you.